So my editor brought up some interesting points about this because he knows people in the industry. But you know what? No. IGN is the industry leader when it comes to gaming and tech journalism, or one of them, and they should be setting a better example. They're ripping journalists off. Full stop. Anyway, let's get into the video.
Skip it up and that up.
So I saw Moist Critical's video on this, or Critical, regarding IGN looking for journalists or article writers, and I wanted to dive into it more. Kat Bailey, who is over at IGN, put this post up looking for people to write articles. And this seems to be an industry standard, the pay, but it doesn't make it better. Anyway, this is what she wrote on Twitter. IGN is looking for new freelancers to assist with the daily flow of stories in games, entertainment, tech, and science. $20 base rate per story. Sliding scale for heavier reporting. DM with an introduction and portfolio for details. That just amazes me. Hey, here's send your resume and portfolio and the huge amount of and the breadth of work you've done so you could get $20 per article, so you can't even keep your lights on. I know people who do this probably are working for multiple places at once, but still, that's laughably ridiculous. She continues, though, because I bet she saw that she was getting some flack here. $20 for basic news aggregation, $50 for slightly more involved stories, e.g. finding us a fun community angle that's not sourced from another outlet, social media, $300 and up for in-depth multi-source reporting, which, depending on how much legwork you have to do there, that's still not that much. If you're on the phone for days trying to get a hold of people, to get information, to get sources at, say, Insomniac Games, I'm just bringing them up as an as-if example, that still... that could like work out to $10 an hour if that story took you a couple days or a few days to do. But anyway, there were some reactions to this, and I think they were justified. This person said, offering this level of payment for any amount of writing work is obscene, and I agree. It's not worth opening a Word document, let alone writing anything into it. Someone else on Twitter here, out of interest, how long do you expect a story to take? $20 sounds incredibly low for an article considering the size of IGN and the revenue from your ad network. And again, they're 100% correct. And the thing is, then these articles go out there and millions of people see them. Why do you think all the time, not just from IGN, we'll get into that in a second, this is not just IGN that does this. Why do you think there's all these screw-ups in these articles that you see all the time where they're like these insider sources? These people aren't getting paid enough to verify if these Twitter insiders are actually Twitter insiders. Would you be doing in-depth research for $20? And then, or, oh yeah, we determined that you didn't do enough research, so you wanted to get $300 for your day's worth of work. We're going to give you $50 instead. Who judges how in depth it was? How many people need to be contacted at different gaming companies before you are generous and give more than $20 for the article that the person wrote? Now, my editor knows some people in the industry who will remain anonymous, and they were like, yeah, this is normal practice across the board. Doesn't make what IGN is doing any better, but this is what someone who works in journalism told Jay about this. This is what they had to say. The problem is that people aren't understanding what this work entails at all. It's the simplest, most straightforward pre-source news writing you could find. There is tons of work to go around, and any half-decent writer can put together 2 or 3 of these in an hour, especially if looked at as supplementary. It's a very quick and easy $40 to $60 per hour on top of being an important, potentially career-changing byline. Don't read into the negativity. It's mostly bad faith nonsense from people who just want to jump on a bandwagon. Aptly, I do admittedly wish the rates were a little higher myself, but even as it is, it's a great gig for those who have spare time between larger projects. But it's not just about the scope of work. Perfect example of this, I remember talking about this a while back before we knew what the PlayStation 5 looked like directly from Sony, is International Business Times. Someone put up a joke to kind of mock the Xbox Series X for looking like a tiny fridge, which then Microsoft actually made a refrigerator that looks like a Series X that you can buy. strange world we live in. People were putting out, International Business Times was putting up an article. Hey, an industry insider showed what the PlayStation 5 looks like. And it looks like a refrigerator. Like it would take 2 seconds of research to look at that and be like, yeah, that's a joke. And they put it up as an actual article. Gee, I wonder why that's happening. Maybe because people are getting literal chump change to put articles out there. And to think about, these articles are easy to do. But you know what it means then? These people aren't doing research. And then millions of people, especially from, here's the thing. I go to websites like IGN, like GameSpot, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Even International Business Times, I believe I've used before a few times, actually. And you're thinking, okay, these people, these journalists, they're credible. I cite them as sources. They cite each other as sources. So don't even they're regurgitating each other. And you would think that, okay, they're credible. They're actually making some phone calls and looking into this. They're not doing any of that. They're not, of course, who's going to do that for $20? And then and I understand they're saying that's not, you get paid more if you do that. But even if it's like I said, a multi-day topic, an article that you're working your ass off on, and then IGN's like, yeah, if you had 3 sources, I give you $300, but you have 2, so you're going to get $75. I understand they're saying that base rate of pay is normal and these articles are quick articles, but it also means that there's a bunch of crap that's not going to get filtered through because people who are just looking to make a quick buck are going to put news out there just for the sake of putting news out there. And this explains a lot. This explains a lot. If it's an industry standard, it doesn't make it any better because IGN pretty much is the industry leader when it comes to at least corporate tech and gaming news journalism. So they should set a better example, not pay $20 an article that may put out misinformation that millions of people will see. I'm not on board with this one. They should get paid more. I don't care how small the article is. This is Rich of Review Tech USA signing out. Have a good one.